Americans, me included, Pink included, we love football so much. I don't know if CTE will be a big enough issue to stop the train. I think the public, the ones who watch football, I think we're well aware of CTE. I think they know. I just think they don't give a damn. I don't think we care
because again, like if you look at since CTE kind of broke as a public diagnosis and such, and there's been a little bit of like modification in the helmet industry, but it hasn't come close to stopping the game.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, to me, I agree. Our enjoyment of football, and to be honest, our simultaneous can't give a shit about people, like, is going to allow football to continue basically unfettered.
The NFL, man. So, a gunman, like I said earlier, to set the show up, his plan was to go to the NFL, like, what would you call it?
The NFL headquarters.
Yeah, NFL headquarters. And, he messed around and went to the wrong floor. Okay. And he killed 4 people on his way. So the thing was, he had a suicide note in there. He's a former football player. And what he wanted to do was basically, explain to the NFL what CTE is doing to him and to others, and try to make a point.
I think he was kind of doing a forced suicide. I think he was going to go up to the office, probably open fire, expect to get killed himself.
Yeah.
And he wanted his brain to be studied.
Yes. And that's why he had the note on it too.
Yeah, that's why he had the note. And I think if he didn't have the note, maybe he just wanted to go in there and shoot some people.
Yeah.
But I think the note indicates that he wanted to create a shooting situation in which he would ultimately be shot and killed and then potentially studied.
Now, going to the wrong floor kind of proves the CTE thing.
To a degree. Maybe he was always a bit of an idiot.
Wasn't very calculated.
I wanted to get that joke off, but it's not a joking manner.
No, it's not.
It's so tough, man, because I do feel like the NFL hides these type of situations, like they haven't talked about it. They haven't released a statement, and they have all of these different, like every I won't say once a year, but on average, man, it's like once every year and a half, something like this. Like this will come up, or we'll find out an old NFL player who passed away does have CTE. It'll be something along those lines.
Passes away either prematurely or in some circumstance that's kind of
I'm not talking about the 80, 90-year-old Jim Brown
being right.
Yeah, for sure. And the problem with this though, like even if this guy who played high school football, I told Pink before the show, he was a good high school football player. Not sure what happened with college, if something that happened. Whether he has CTE or not, really, they might study his brain and find out he has it. The problem with this CTE thing is Americans, me included, Pink included, we love football so fucking much. I don't know if CTE will be a big enough issue to stop the train. I think the public, the ones who watch football, I think we're well aware of CTE. I think they know. I just think they don't give a damn. I don't think we care.
Because again, like if you look at since CTE kind of broke as a public diagnosis and such, and there's been a little bit of like modification in the helmet industry, but it hasn't come close to stopping the game.
Yeah.
And so, to me, I agree. Our enjoyment of football, and to be honest, our simultaneous can't give a shit about people, like, is going to allow football to continue basically unfettered. Now, to a degree, like they will probably, and I hope they do, continue to improve helmet technology, and they have tried, I guess, some rules with targeting and things like that sort of disincentivize a lot of head-to-head contact and kickoffs, and I applaud those efforts. I enjoy football, but if it can be done in a safer way, I'm all for it. But that's the you're right. It's not going to stop the game. Too many people enjoy it. Too much money's invested in it. Too much money's made off of it. whether the gambling side or the commercial side and all that. So it's not going to stop. I mean, hopefully there can be some positive strides in terms of overall safety.
Now, where I can see down the line in the future, where if it was going to be a change, it will come from mothers, over the course of time, not allowing
Like Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
There you go.
Right.
But this will be mothers
Does
against
your
football.
son play sports?
So just to piggyback off of that, I would foresee mothers saying, well, we're not going to play contact football. We're just going to play flag. And then I could see the flag lane opening up and maybe being not as big as the NFL, but being
A
competitive.
legitimate,
Yeah, like a legitimate
professional
sport.
thing. Yeah.
But yeah, like even for my son, he doesn't want to get hit. And I think there's more kids that are coming out here like,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So you're even saying it, not even more so the mothers, but just the kids growing
The
up.
kids themselves
Yeah,
don't
kids
want to
themselves.
get beat up, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, take away just the don't just address the head injuries and the CTE. I mean, you watch an NFL season, you're going to see some horrific injuries.
Yeah.
Really bad stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, stomach turning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And not a lot of people are comfortable with that. I mean, Nick Chubb's knee the last year was,
Yeah.
I mean,
Off the
beyond ridiculous. I
Yeah.
mean, and yeah, I mean, how many people still want to put themselves through that? It becomes tougher and tougher to ask of kids. And again, if kids are more informed and more, kind of knowledgeable, they could easily make the decision on their own. I'm not going to gravitate toward that sport.
Or there might be, like you had mentioned, the helmet upgrades and stuff.
Yeah.
They might be out there playing football in Halo uniforms, just
Yeah.
have a full metal
Yeah.
jumpsuit
Yeah.
getting out there.
Yeah.
Oh, Halo
No,
uniform.
it's crazy. I mean, I was watching, a documentary on Formula One racing, and like in the 70s, like dudes were dying all the time. Like, I mean, you didn't go a season without a couple deaths, and that's not even talking serious injuries. And currently, Formula One, I don't think they've had a death in like a decade.
And it's just the changes they've made to the
equipment, the safety, the helmets, the cars themselves, and they've made tremendous strides. Now, they do have a car. Like there's more things you can do with a
There's more things
car
you can do.
than a helmet. They have a helmet too, but the actual construction of the cars has a lot of the safety components in it. So you're that much more removed from it. But it is interesting.
As humans, we get faster and stronger.
Yeah,
And when faster and stronger collides with faster and stronger,
yeah.
worse things happen.
Physics.
Yeah.
Sure.
And shout out to Kobe, who be coming. He played college football. Had a good game against Florida Gators, actually.
Did he?
Yeah. So and my point to that is you have to be to play football at a high level. You got to be a crazy guy. You got to be insane. And he's nuts.
Yeah. Well, no, I'll tell you, like, I became friends with Neil Anderson. He played for the Gators and the Bears.
Okay.
Our sons played soccer together, and his son was a big, strong kid, athletic. And I remember asking him, I'm like, "Hey, did did your son play football when he was younger, or did he ever want to go that route?" And Neil was like, he kind of set it up. He goes, he came to me and he's like, "Dad, I don't want to play football anymore." And then he goes, "That was the happiest day of my life," he said. And I was like, and then he kind of pauses, and he's a great speaker. He goes, "Because you got to be fucking crazy to play."
You got to be nuts, man.
And it's true. And he knew that. Like, he knew better than anyone because he'd done that. And he knew his son didn't have that same level of crazy. And, like, he told some, like, outrageous stories. Like, when he was a Gator early in his career, the upper-class dudes would bust into your dorm room and shave your head no matter what. So he had a machete in his room. And when they busted into his room, he jumps up on the bed with a machete and said, "We ain't cutting hair tonight." But that was like, you had to be that kind of guy. And I've talked to some other people that knew him back in the time. Like, they said, like, he was the alpha of the locker room. But because he had that gear, that he could just go to a place that's like, I don't give a shit. He told another story with Lawrence Taylor. He said they were playing the Giants, and it was maybe a month or so his mother had passed away. And Lawrence Taylor, probably seen the videos, he talks trash all the time. And so he tackled Neil, said something about his mom, and Neil just like blacked out. But he held it. And when the Giants were getting on their bus, he runs onto the Giant bus and wanted to attack Lawrence Taylor in the bus with all the Giants. And so they met like later on. He's like, man, LT's like, I figured you had to have had a gun on you when you came on the bus. Like, why else? What other type of person would come on our bus with
just
no gun?
that crazy?
Yeah. But again, he had that gear. He knew he had that gear in his mind. And like, he'll tell you, like, you have to have that to play football at that level. And, he didn't see it in his son, and most of us don't have it.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. All right, before we get to our next topic here, I want to give a quick shout out to our main sponsor here, Royal13thebrand.com. Again, that is Royal13thebrand.com. Use promo code Bubba Pink and be fresh here in the summer. About to head to the fall here soon. All right.